Hap Fauth has been coming to Key West a long time. Maybe has won class a lot of times, but what about winning boat of the day? I mean, boat of the week. Hap, what do you think of that accomplishment?
Outstanding. The boys work very hard. Listen, I have one job in 20, which is steering the boat. Everybody else makes it happen. And Terry rides me like a mule.
A rented mule.
A rented mule, exactly. So we have fun, we work hard, we go fast, and we win sometimes, you know? Not all the time, but we win sometimes.
Last year you made a big decision. You brought Terry Hutchinson aboard as tactician. He's a two-time Rolex Yachtsman of the Year. He's done everything in sailing, America's Cup, you name it. Talk about why you did that. You wanted to upgrade your program, and it has worked. You won the World Championship, you won a bunch of regattas last year, and now you win Key West Boat of the Week.
Well, it's about discipline to start with, and attracting the right people to the program, and ultimate practice and execution. And that's what we do. And it's just as simple as that.
And to add to that, Wag, so I mean, generally speaking, you know, from front to back on Mente, there's a work ethic, and there's a, I don't know, it's hard to put an exact term on the vibe that's on the boat, but you know, there's something that starts with Hap. I mean, generally speaking, you're only as good as the guy that you're sitting next to.
Right. And
as a tactician, you're only going to be as smart as you are fast. And there's a lot of components to the Mente program. It's not just one thing. And you know, I could list off 1,500 moving parts that make the team successful.
Yeah.
And you know, so I appreciate what you're saying, but you know, a lot of it, well, not a lot of it, all of it starts and ends with Hap, because inevitably we'll be as smart as we are fast.
Well, I was just going to say,
you know,
Hap, I've talked to him a million times. He always credits the crew.
Yeah.
He takes no credit himself. But this is one of the great owners in sailing. He was a Rolex Yachtsman of the Year nominee this year. A lot of sentiment to have him win because of the contributions he's made to this sport. Can you talk
what he did
about
on the race course, though, too? You know, I mean, that's the. You know, and I think that's an important thing. In the last, we've really in earnest started racing together for this is our 13th month.
Okay.
And when we won the World Championships this year, and at this regatta, you know, the good or the bad side of our relationship is Hap always knows it'll get honesty out of me.
Right.
And so when I say, you know, we're winning these regattas, not on anything, we're doing it with really good teamwork and all the things that go into that, but his driving has to, you know, it has to rise to the occasion. It's been awesome to watch, especially at the Maxi Worlds this year. The whole team took another step. That came really at Hap's hands, and that, you know, that's continued on at this regatta too. You know, I mean, if you watch, you know, the nitty gritty of some of our starts, you know, there's a lot of team dynamic that goes on there. But we had one yesterday that was, you know, we missed a pin by a meter.
Really?
But it wasn't a meter like, oh my God. It was a meter of perfection.
Right.
And that's, you know, the other downside probably to sailing with me is that, you know, inevitably I'm going to, as Hap rightfully points out, push him to be as best as he possibly can be on the day. And those things, you know, we race to the meter. And it was just, it's just awesome to, it's awesome to be with a person that can execute it.
Right.
It's about the program.
Right.
And we've been building the program for 10 years, 3 boats, working at getting to the next level, getting to the next level, very systematically, having a good time. Not, you know, this is not about grinding and crying and whining. This is about excelling and knowing you can be better the next race.
Right, right.
And that's what we've done for 10 years. And Terry has joined us and added a whole nother dimension of discipline, focus, patience, persistence, and execution.
Right.
And it's all about that.
Yeah. Well, Terry said something yesterday which really meant a lot. He said that when you won this regatta last year, he said that winning here this year was really more special because this fleet here this year was amazing. You've said it yourself, Hap, that it was almost like one design racing, 3 ticks between the boats, I believe. Is that correct? Can you talk about the competition you had? Carolina, Jethro, there was a great fleet here this year.
The spread at the end of the week really had nothing to do with the closeness of the racing. meaning we won by a couple of points, whatever. The racing was extraordinarily, every race, we'd get to the windward mark, you know, maybe a half a boat length ahead of the next boat. Maybe.
Right.
And, I mean, it was that close every single race. So, we had some better races than not, but I will tell you, the extent of our victory did not reflect the extent of the competition on the race course at all. And I think you'll agree with that, Terry.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I can't say that enough. We, these other boats, we're the oldest boat in the fleet.
Right.
They are almost by definition faster. And, you win the old-fashioned way, you hopefully outsail them. But that gets tougher and tougher to do as they click onto you. And that's what's going on right now. So.
Well, Terry, a lot of these boats made improvements since the World Championship. Mente won the Maxi 72 World Championship. Yeah. The other boats knew they had to improve. They did a lot of configuration changes, and right off the bat, Alex Scherer and the Carol Lee team looked real good on Monday. Yeah. How much does it mean for your boat, as Hap mentioned, being the older boat, didn't make as many modifications, yet you win the regatta? That has got to be a real confidence boost.
Well, our goal for, how we started this season is how we ended last season. So we use this regatta as a benchmark for the fleet for the year. And, there's so many pieces to it that it's all about the incremental improvement. And as you rightfully pointed out, Carolia has a new sailing team, a new rig, it's a little bit taller, new sails, so they have a lot of the components. Proteus has the same modifications that Mente has. She went to 5.4 inline spreaders, bigger jibs, all the little detail things that we've done, and she's a better boat.
Right.
So, the one X factor to all of that is the people that are on board.
Absolutely.
And so we have to, as we go forward, it would be a mistake to not say that we're getting caught.
We are very humble.
Yeah.
Right.
As we should be.
Yeah.
And if we win in the future, it's going to be because we outsailed our competition, not necessarily because we had the fastest drag racer. That's all. And, she's fast. She's very competitive. I would never say we're not competitive, but we don't win because of outright speed.
Must be those quantum sails.
Yes.
He got that one in.
And our sailmaker, where's Moose? No.
Right. Well, and I was just going to say, that team that you put together is amazing, and there's no way to mention 20 guys, but Ado Stead, Moose McClinton, you guys,
Mike Sanderson,
Mike Sanderson, so unbelievable group of guys on that boat.
It is it's taken us 10 years to get to that level.
Right.
I started with owner training, meaning bad people, slow boat, spend too much, listen to the BS, and so on. And we had to go through that, and I really mean that. It was owner training, and then we go to the next boat, and the designer sells us a bill of goods, and the boat goes sideways.
Right. So it's been a progression.
It's been a progression, but Terry is the beneficiary of all of those brain,
all those learning moments.
Yes, exactly.
Timing is everything in life, and the timing to be with Mente, as Hap points out, though. There's a great group of people, but inevitably, we all complement each other. We all are very strong-willed, and yet we all represent Hap. And so the best thing about it is that the only agenda that we have on board is Mente.
Right. Congratulations, Hap, Terry. Boat of the Week honor is an incredible honor at Key West Race Week. Some final thoughts, Hap?
One last thought. Just like in business and in life, unless you're having a happy time or there's happiness in your soul, you will never optimize. So the guys on our boat all have the same characteristic of happiness in their soul. And if they don't, they won't be with us very long. So simple as that.
Amen.
Terry doesn't seem so happy sometimes when he's yelling at people.
No, there's no yelling. Although internal anger and rage will go a long way.
No. he can bear the brunt for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations,
That's
tremendous
right. Thank
honor,
you.
great victory.
And congratulations, Quantum, thank you for backing this event, and Storm Triso for taking it on. It's a major, major event for 1,000 or 2,000 people, and it's fabulous. So,
Thank you.
Thanks, Hap.